So in today's video, this man is cooking a meal.
One of my favourite places to go is Greece. I've been going there for years and I've got two favourite dishes from there, and one of them is called Moussaka. I've been told to say it properly. You can't say Moussaka.
Authentic.
Yeah, my friend Marcos tells me off. The other one is a dish called Pastitsio, and of course they're traditionally meat, but I make a vegan version. And because I like both those dishes, I've decided to combine the two to make a special Vin thing.
So welcome back to London Vegans on YouTube. This is Vin, and I'm Phil. That's Jeremy, and that's Mark. These guys have been amazing, because we haven't actually told you why we haven't been on YouTube for a month. It's because we had a flooded flat. If you've read Instagram and Twitter and all of that, you probably would have known. So these guys have been putting us up. You're making moussaka?
Yeah, moussaka crossed with pastitsio. This is a dish that is really good if you've got lots of people coming around, and you can make it and then you can let it cool slightly, so that gives you time to socialise, get absolutely hammered before you eat your dinner. First thing to do, we need to get the layer at the bottom, which is an aubergine layer like the moussaka. So you slice it very thinly with a very sharp knife. Try and get sharp knives rather than blunt ones, because blunt ones are like trying to cut an aubergine with a wooden spoon. We're going to layer them up in a dish this size. I don't know what the size is, but it's that size. After washing your hands for 20 seconds.
Oh yes, we don't want coronavirus.
We've done that. No. Coronavirus recipe book is coming out shortly. Do that, and then we want olive oil, lovely olive oil.
Yeah. Good glug of that.
A good glug, and I've got one of these drizzly things, and I give quite a lot because it soaks it up like an old slipper soaks up rainwater.
Delicious.
Oregano. Salt. Good old Malden sea salt. Love this stuff. Layer it up. Now the oven is already on, and it's on about 200. Another layer of aubergine. Thin slices without slicing your hand off. Nice layer, nice base on our dish. So there we go. Courgette, also thinly sliced. Oh, it's pouring with rain. And you layer it on top of the 2 layers of aubergine. There's tons of veg in here. Layer of courgette.
Yeah.
Glug of oil. Now there does seem a lot of oil in this, but do you know what the secret of a good tomato sauce based dish is? A lot of oil. And it's olive oil, it's not like beef dripping or anything. Malden sea salt, oregano, pepper. This is my pepper grinder that broke yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So it might actually explode everywhere. So this goes in the oven, and I'm going to save for 20 minutes, and then you check it, because what we want is all that to soften, and we'll be running a knife through it to make sure it's all soft and cooked. Right, okay, next bit is the tomato-based sauce, which is going to go in our layering. One of the bit of ingredients in my tomato-y sauce, because this is meat traditionally, is green lentils. Oh yes. It's not measured at all. That's roughly my judgment of how much we need. Lots of oil here is the trick to a tomato-based sauce.
You're very oily today.
I'm really oily. This is a very oily dish. This is the pastitsio bit of it, where it's a layered, like a moussaka thing, macaroni. That's a little bit too high actually. We've been chatting quite a lot. Proper sizzling. More oil just in case there isn't enough. Mushrooms, because this is basically like like everyone wants mince. This is basically the mince. Never have enough garlic in a meal. Low basmati tone. What I'm doing here is cooking off the tomato puree, right? Because then it brings out the flavours a bit more. Good old chopped tomatoes. Apparently these are in short supply now because everyone's worried about coronavirus.
Panic buying.
So it's panic buying tin tomatoes and bog roll. The other thing to put in here then is sugar. And I know people go, sugar, that's disgraceful. But it's really nice. You don't want to take away the tomato and make it all sugary.
Oh, fancy.
I'm going to do this over the top just to remind me how much oil is in there. No vegan would be without this.
Oh yeah.
Which is engevita.
Is that how you say it? Is it not ongevita?
I say engevita.
Oh, do you?
Engevita.
Ongevita. That sounds quite French, doesn't it?
Engevita. I don't know, I'll look it up. And do you know what? I don't measure it out. Now the next bit is an ingredient that might surprise you and might horrify people. And people who don't like this ingredient always love this dish and don't know that it's in there. And that is cinnamon. Smell it? Yeah, but you need quite a bit to flavour all of this. And the cinnamon makes it more like a moussaka or a pastitsio. This, I normally crumble, actually I normally have vegan bouillon. I think loads of people will know how to make a white sauce, a vegan white sauce actually. You've got to make the roux first, which is basically an oil or a fat and the flour.
Plain flour?
I'm going to use plain flour, but everyone's very fussy about the kind of flour, but I'm not. These are dessert spoons and they're like heaped, and I'll probably put 2.5 in. Pressed rapeseed oil. Look at the colour of that already.
It's quite eggy, isn't it?
Nice and yellow. Pepper. The other thing you can put in it is nutmeg. What I do like in is a bit of mustard. What I have found out is that real Dijon mustard, as in proper Dijon mustard, is not vegan. It's wine. Wine is in Dijon mustard. So all mustards, apart from Dijon, and there's one other that isn't vegan. However, Tesco Dijon mustard has got no wine in it. If I was really organised, I wouldn't use very expensive Oatly. I would be using homemade oat milk. Stir it in, very easy. And at some point, of course, you need to put your engavita in. That sounds like a rude thing. Put your engavita in it. Look at how creamy that is. Yeah. Green lentils, drain them off, shove them in. One, it gives you protein in the meal. And two, it just, I don't know, gives it a bit, I don't like to say meatiness, but that kind of vibe. The smallest colander in history. So let's take that out. This is the courgettes on top, and they've gone brown, which is fine. And that's all soft and cooked. The macaroni goes on top. In pastitsio, it's just macaroni on the bottom.
Yeah.
In moussaka, it's just the aubergine and the courgette, but I'm greedy and I like both, so I'm having both. The Greek version is aubergine, and you can put courgette and you can put potato in it, which is also really lovely. Really luscious and sticky, and non-vegans don't mind because they don't know that it's in there, but they can sense that it's all sticky, and because there isn't enough oil. Would you like to taste it?
Oh wow!
Then you just pour on the tomato-based sauce, which you can see it's quite orangey, creamy. So you flatten that off as much as possible and take it to the edges, and hopefully all of that will start oozing down into the rest of it. This is thickened up quite nicely, and it's quite silken. Anyway, I'm going to use this one, which is I'm edgy and veggie.
You are.
That was a present. Now this is where you're going to make sure you get this white sauce all over it rather than just on one end. So I'm trying to distribute. Life stuff goes crunchy if you put it in the oven like this, and which is quite nice, I suppose, but I don't like it like that. I like it to go all melty in the top. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to put a bit of engavita.
Yeah.
We need that vitamin B12.
It's about time you added some, actually.
Just a little drizzle.
Yeah.
Next bit is tricky because you've got to try and cover that without the foil sticking to the cheese.
No problem.
So it goes slightly over the edge of the tear, and then get another one. About the same size. That can go in the oven at roughly 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. It's about 180 for, I'd say about 25-30 minutes. Salad. Spinach base. Everyone can make a salad, but I'm just telling you my ingredients. We've got a big bag of sprouts, and we don't always want sprouts in a steamed form, so I just chop them up very finely. So the other thing I put in salad are these green beans. Chop the top and tail off.
Oh yeah, nice.
And tender stem broccoli. I put it in the microwave like that. Throw it at the sink. Nigella came round and did the washing up while you were away. It's cold water, and you can just let them dry off a little. Peppers. These nice orangey ones. Edamame beans. That, slightly steamed. Scoop this out. I don't care about the brown bits. Olives are important. So olives, just spray them on. Black olives are the best, but we don't have
Are
any.
they tumbling into the salad?
I'm a bit of a ViLife fan at the moment, but this
Yeah.
is actually really nice.
Yeah,
and it's
feta.
not like feta at all, but it's still quite nice.
It's quite like feta.
It's This is wine vinegar, and it's cypressa, and it's salad for salad dressing, and it's quite a mild vinegar, so it doesn't go make your
Where
eyes
did you get
water. From the Turkish shop down the road called St James, and you sprinkle a bit of that on. Seen in there, so walnut on it. So it's a bit of a Waldorf, a bit of a Greek,
Yeah.
and then olive oil. And if you've got any oregano left, which we don't, sprinkle that on top, a bit of salt on it because the feta isn't salty. Sorted. Right, have a swig of beer. Thanks, Phil. And then do the reveal. It's all melty. moment of truth, moment of glory.
The big reveal.
The reveal. We've let it cool, probably not for as long as we should. It's because we're all bloody starving. And we've invited our pretend friends round.
Mark's waiting in the wings, impatiently.
And we're all supposed to be buzzing and drinking champagne, but it's Sunday and we're all a bit hungover. So I'm drinking beer and Mark's drinking water or something. This works, that's what I can say.
Oh,
Actually, good.
That's right, mate.
So you get the layers of the aubergine, or you can smell it. Aubergine, courgette, macaroni. Moussaka, Pastitsio, and salad.
I love it. I seriously love it. I'm not just saying that just for the camera.